Welcome to the 2022 preseason video number 2 from the Orange County Football Officials Association and the San Diego County Football Officials Association. My name is Mark Andrews, and I will be narrating this joint production on behalf of our officials, as well as officials throughout California and the United States who might view this video. Welcome. This video will feature 3 plays that we hope you will find interesting, informative, and helpful in your preparation for the 2022 season. As we all know, the goal line is the most important line in the game of football. In each of these 3 plays, the goal line is threatened, and our officials must make the correct judgment of player possession and the player's progress as it relates to the goal line. As always, our use of proper mechanics, our accurate knowledge of the rules, and our clear understanding of our philosophies will lead us to accurate judgments on these plays, plus a strong, confident communication to the players, coaches, and fans. This play illustrates all 4 of the elements I just referenced: mechanics, rules, philosophies, and judgment. First, watch the deep flank official on this 7-person crew maintain his cushion and move smoothly to the goal line, placing him in perfect position to determine the exact progress spot and judge whether it is a touchdown or not. Remember to always try to stay wide of the pylon in case the player ends up running directly at the pylon and out of bounds, potentially causing you to be moving for safety as you are making this important call. In this case, the flank is not threatened, and he gets away with being just a step outside of the pylon. The official stops when he reaches the pylon, then observes the runner as he is caught from behind. This play is a great example of what our philosophies refer to as double action. The runner is tripped, and his knee strikes the ground at the 4-yard line. Once the knee strikes the ground, the player's progress is stopped, and the dead ball spot is the foremost point of the ball when the knee strikes the ground. That will be the 3-yard line. But notice how the knee striking the ground, coupled with the forward momentum of the ball carrier, launches him forward toward the goal line, making it look like he is almost achieving a touchdown. Just like this official, don't be fooled by that second action. Watch the body part striking the ground and know that there is no way physically possible for a player's knee to be down at the 4 or even the 3 and also be extending the ball over the goal line. Do the measurements and see what is actually possible for a runner extending the ball. Lay yourself down on the goal line, have the ball in your hand, extend it as far as you possibly can, and look at where your knee is located. That would give you an idea of how close to the goal line the runner must be to successfully extend the ball over the goal line before becoming down in the field of play. On this play, it's not even close, and the official moves back from his position on the goal line to correctly rule the runner down, and progress stopped at the 3-yard line. I know the official walks out on the 2-yard line, but I believe he checks cross-field and correctly adjusts to the 3-yard line. The next snap is from the 3-yard line. Here is an even better example of our officials correctly ruling the runner short of the goal line. Remember, it all starts with proper goal line mechanics. This snap is from the 3-yard line, and so our flank officials move to the goal line immediately after the snap. Before I continue with the goal line mechanic, I want to point out that one of the chain crew is standing exactly where that official wants to be. This happens a lot with photographers and spectators. Get him out of there before the play starts. Also remember to stay wide so you can stay in position to rule progress without being threatened by players coming out of bounds. In this case, the flank is a good 3 yards away from the pylon. As on the last play, the goal is to get to your position on the goal line and be stationary. Our eyes need to be stable to get the best view of the action. On this play, we need to observe the left forearm of the runner. By rule, the runner is down when any part of his person other than the hand or foot touch the ground. In this case, it will be the left forearm, which is not a hand or a foot. The flank official sees the forearm touch the ground and at the same time correctly judges the ball short of the goal line. Once he has made that judgment, he immediately raises his arm and gives the signal that the play has ended and to start the next 40-second play clock. He walks smoothly and confidently onto the field, continuing to walk with his arm held up over his head. Now the ball does come loose at the end of this play, and one might think about using the pointing at the ground signal indicating there was no fumble, thus selling the dead ball spot. I don't have a problem with that signal being used as long as you end up with the posture and hand overhead signal being used by this official immediately after you use the pointing at the ground signal. Another important element of the two plays we've just watched is the game clock. In both of the plays, the game clock is running under 1 minute until halftime. The first play, which ended at the 3-yard line, the play resulted in a first down being awarded. The referee and crew needed to be alert for what the offense was choosing to do on the next play. When the referee signals the head linesman to move the chains for the first down, it's easy for the referee to peek at the head coach or offensive coordinator to see him directing his quarterback and team to spike the ball. In this case, the first important mechanic is for the umpire to control the snapper and not let the snap go until the referee is ready to wind. The referee must be a little more deliberate with the wind, as this play was a long gainer, and the referee must make sure his officials are focused and in position. Being deliberate is just adding a few more seconds to the regular game tempo. Lastly, we must make sure the offense is set and the defense is onside when the snap occurs. Our philosophy teaches us not to be overly critical with this judgment, but the formation and the snap must be legal. Let's take a look at the entire sequence of events from the time that the previous play ended until the spike. The crew is getting into position so the game clock stays at 17. Now, the referee has wound the clock. The quarterback has spiked the ball. Referee kills the clock. It looks like we lost a couple of seconds there, but the game clock remains at 10. On the second to last play, with the runner down at the 1-yard line and the flank official signaling the runner is down, it is critical for the crew to know if the offense has a timeout remaining or not. In this case, the offense did have a timeout remaining and used it immediately after the flank official indicated the ball was dead in bounds. Thus, the clock would continue to run. We inform each head coach prior to the game to run out onto the field in situations like this so we can clearly see you are requesting a timeout. The head linesman should be aware of his team's remaining timeouts and should look to his head coach immediately after the play to see if he wants to use the timeout. After seeing the coach's signal for a timeout, the head linesman signals immediately to stop the game clock. The head linesman must look at the game clock to determine the exact time remaining when he, the head linesman, signaled timeout. Only the person who signaled for timeout can accurately make that determination. For a flank official, this last play is one of the hardest plays to get an accurate forward progress spot. This is a quarterback sneak. In addition, it will be the final play of the first half, as the offense has no timeouts remaining and there are only 3 seconds left in the half. As the offense approaches the line of scrimmage, it shows a double tight end set with 3 running back lining up near the quarterback. Once the flank official judges a legal snap with no encroachment by the defense, and he moves the 1 yard to the pylon, the ball has completely disappeared. The only judgment the flank has to offer is the progress of any surge by the offensive line. This leaves the referee and possibly the umpire to have an actual view of the ball. In this play, I cannot tell you what the umpire or the referee could or couldn't see, but the film shows that the QB did not receive the snap and the ball is loose throughout the play. I believe the cause of the fumble is the false start by the left guard, the QB and others on the offense. In other words, the snap is late. The ball hits the QB's hands, but then falls directly to the ground. The QB tries to recover the ball when he falls to the ground, but the ball is knocked away and into the end zone. One suggestion I would make is to be clear and strong in your signaling. In this case, there's nothing to discuss with the crew as the referee has blown his whistle and judged the ball is down short of the goal line. The best thing to do is for the referee to get the football and hold it overhead, indicating that the half is ended and there's no TD. Once again, this play is an excellent example of how getting the simple things correct can help you avoid incorrect judgments. Had we correctly ruled a false start on the offense, a late snap by the center, then we would have avoided this issue altogether. Get the smaller things correct and avoid bigger issues. Well, that's it for this preseason video number 2. This was a real labor of love, guys. I had about 20 seconds worth of video for about 3 or 4 minutes worth of script by Steve Coover. You might be hearing my voice, but those are Steve Coover's words. So take them to heart. One observation I would have is that the end of that half was completely confusing to everybody, including the announcers and the spectators. We don't want to do that. We've got to make sure that everybody is aware of what happened. Well, if you like this video and you like my other videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can do so by clicking on my picture up there on the right-hand corner and clicking the subscribe button on my YouTube page, and also click on notifications so that you get notified when I release new videos. This is Mark Andrews signing off.